Hi guys, so as you can tell from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about how to write an outline for a novel. And this is basically just going to give you an insight as to how I do it. And if you think that this way will help you, then you can try it. This is basically what I do. And to tell you guys about my background, I have tried writing before. And around midway through the novel, I had to just kind of abort because the structure wasn't really proper and the story didn't really seem to mesh well. And that's because when I outlined it, I just wrote down a rough sketch of what I thought was going to happen throughout the novel, and then just started writing automatically. So then, this time I tried something different. I tried to make a more concise outline, and make the outline actually part of the actual novel building process. And what I did was something I call the method of expansion. Basically, I start with a synopsis. The synopsis, basically what that is, it's just the basic outline of the story, what you think the story is going to be, or whatever the book is going to be in general, what it's going to be about. Divide that synopsis into 3 parts: the beginning, the middle, and the conclusion. Once you've done that, then divide that further into 6 acts, basically. So divide each part into 2 acts, and then ultimately divide those acts into 2 parts themselves. So ultimately you have 12 parts at this point. And make sure that you have a summary for what happens at each part. So I would say roughly around anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 words. Now from this point on, you can continue expanding if you want, or you can just start writing. But at this point on, you have enough detail to actually start the writing process. But if you already enjoy this process, you can continue expanding much further. Now the benefits of this are, from my opinion, there are 4 benefits to this. One is you avoid writer's block, because essentially if you wrote down the summary and the outline for all 12 parts, you have 12 points in your story that you know you have to get to. So when you're writing, you're just basically, what you're doing is you're making sure the story gets from point A to point B, and then from point B to point C, and so on and so forth. So writer's block pretty much is out of this because you've already planned out everything prior. The second thing is, you always have the option to turn this into a short story or a novella. Whereas if you already started, say, let's say you're writing a novel, this wouldn't be an option anymore, and this becomes problematic. Like with me, for instance, I had to basically abort my idea. The third thing is, you can use a ghostwriter if you have enough detail in your outline to maybe present it to a ghostwriter who can write it down for you with maybe some extra details you give to him orally. And finally, number 4, I think, is this sort of does filter out the story very well, because if you're outlining the structure of the story in detail, you're not going to, let's say, be in the last few chapters and then think, oh gee, some of the stuff I want to happen in the last chapters might contradict what happened prior, so I got to change stuff up. That's not going to happen, because you're probably going to do that multiple times through this expansion process, because every time you expand, you're going to change up the story a little bit. So by the time you've done your final expansion, the story is in its final form. But anyways, those are the benefits, and that's how I write an outline. I think you guys should give it a try, and just let me know what you think. Write a comment down, and please subscribe.